working on a COVID book with a group out on the West Coast, and we have been recording some of our memories during the last few weeks. And this is not something I really want to scrapbook. So I decided to make just a once a week journal entry and add a few pictures that meant something to me. I chose a Heidi Swapp album to do it in, and it's actually a 3-year weekly journal. Hopefully COVID will not go on that long. But I started with the people I miss most, my 9 grandchildren. I put a special meme on here. We discussed things in our little class group about when this became serious to you and what meme meant something to you, and the little raccoon as a mascot meant something to me. Corrie ten Boom, if you look at the world, you'll be distressed. If you look within, you'll be depressed. If you look at God, you'll be at rest. So I put that as my inspiration for this little book. And it has a start date. Both my husband and I signed this start date. And I changed a little SVG I had to write everyday life. Of course, everyday life has changed over the last 3 months. Some of this book will look empty because each year you go back that same week and write something. So you have a little synopsis of 3 years of your life. So I started with the last time I babysat for 7 of my grandchildren, giving their parents a time out for a date because they probably wouldn't be getting one for a while. And I also had a dear friend die, and I went to her funeral on the 11th of March. And that's really when, and I actually had to consider, am I going to the funeral or not? Because people were already starting to distance themselves from others. But I had to go. It was a special moment. Now, one of the things that helped us was reading to my grandchildren in Michigan. One of the hardest things also was missing a planned week in March to go to their home. So I have pictures of them watching me read to them. And the closest I got to the local grandchildren was picking up food, and I had to make everybody masks. So you're not going to see up close this journal, but I hope it'll give you ideas of what to put in your journal. Here I did a little hodgepodge of mail because mail was really important to me. I have a little snail there, and it says snail mail is friendliest. Well, it was the only way I was going to touch my grandkids. I had a little incident of fire near us I wrote about. My husband had his last and final UK graduation at home on Zoom. And so I took a picture of him in his gown that he wore that day. And then I just talked about other events that we were missing. Social Security happened this month. One thing that kept me going was my garden, and I decorated this page with little stamps and some die cuts. Amy encouraged us to make a collage as one of our first assignments. And here I've seen my daughters 3 times with 12-foot separations, and we had front yard discussions. And this is a picture of one of them. I had a little tag telling my story. This was Memorial Day week, and looks kind of empty for a holiday. We went back to church. Let's see, I can't remember what day. It might have been the last day in May. And we sat in the car and we listened to AM radio. So I have a picture of my husband sitting in the car listening to our first gathering together. You can add little flip-flops too to add on there. That didn't make sense to add on that. You also can make a few flip-flops on top of each other if there's other memories you want to share. And this is today. It's Happy Father's Day. I'll journal underneath it. And our walks have also been really special to us. So I took a few nature pictures as we did our walk. So most of my ideas are simple. I used a few stamps throughout, but flip-flops was my major thing that I added pictures to. I think some of the pages are going to have to be thinner or this will not tie. But it was hard to pick pictures to leave out. I do scrapbook, and if it was something I scrapbooked, that's what I didn't share. My birthday picture, I have to show that one. We had a virtual birthday party. Here I put one of the decorations I used in my scrapbook, and some of the decorations we used in their home. And so I used die cuts, again added on with flip flops. So everybody will scrapbook and journal different. I'm not a writer. I'm a picture taker. All my pictures have a story to tell, and I'm hoping this will help you remember this event. And I try to concentrate on positive things, because for me, being positive and keeping looking upward is the hardest thing to do. Have a great Father's Day with your family. God bless.